Right now, the primary election just 2 weeks away, and starting today, you can vote in person. What you need to know.
Also, just days before that election, former President Trump is planning a big rally in Wisconsin. We'll tell you where and why.
And tonight might be your lucky night. Tips for winning that huge Mega Millions lottery jackpot. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with us at 5. Welcome back to you.
Good to be back.
Good to have you back. It is official. It is election time in Madison.
That's right. In-person absentee voting began today for the August 9th primary. Charlotte DeLeste shares what we need to know if you plan to vote now. Charlotte?
Well, Eric and Susan, per usual, the city of Madison is doing what it can to make sure it is easy, safe, and convenient for every eligible voter to cast their ballot. There are 32 polling sites now open all across the city. If you are planning to vote early in person, do not forget your photo ID. If you're registering for the first time or updating your registration, you'll also need to bring proof of residence. We spoke with Madison Mayor Satya Rose Conway, who is encouraging those with absentee ballots to get those filled out and returned soon to make sure your vote counts.
So really encourage people to get those absentee ballots back in. Encourage people to take advantage of our early voting sites. Again, there's 32 sites folks can go to. And then, of course, people can vote in person at their polling place on August 9th.
So days and times of operation vary from site to site. So be sure to check cityofmadison.com/clerk for an entire schedule of every single site. And a full list of acceptable documents can also be found on the city's website. Eric?
Charlotte, thank you. And former President Donald Trump returning to Wisconsin. He's scheduled to hold an event at the Waukesha County Fairgrounds Friday, August 5th. That is just days before the state's partisan primary election. A press release announcing the visit says Trump will deliver remarks in support of Tim Michels for governor of Wisconsin and, quote, the entire Wisconsin Trump ticket. And President Trump returned to the nation's capital today for the first time since Inauguration Day.
His former Vice President Mike Pence, who may challenge Trump for the GOP nomination, also spoke in D.C. today. Natalie Brand has details of their dueling events from Capitol Hill.
In a possible preview of 2024, former President Donald Trump and his former vice president held dueling appearances in Washington, D.C.
When we win a triumphant victory in 2022 and when a Republican president takes back the White House in 2024, which I strongly believe will happen.
Mr. Trump focused on crime ahead of this year's midterms and the next presidential election in 2 years.
We need an all-out effort to defeat violent crime in America and strongly defeat it and be tough and be nasty and be mean if we have to.
Former Vice President Mike Pence, when asked about the divide between the two former running mates, said they don't differ on issues, but on focus, expressing a desire to move past 2020.
I truly do believe that elections are about the future, and that it's absolutely essential at a time when so many Americans are hurting, so many families are struggling, that we don't give way to the temptation to look back.
Looking back, the January 6th Select Committee hearings have drawn a contrast between the actions of the former president and his vice president on that day. In a new book to be released later this year, Pence says the former president severed their relationship on January 6th. President Biden, in some of his most forceful remarks about the Capitol assault,
Donald Trump lacked the courage to act.
Took aim at Mr. Trump's message of law and order.
You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American.
And in a major development in the criminal investigation into January 6th, Mark Short, Pence's former chief of staff, confirmed he testified before a federal grand jury looking into the assault. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
According to the Wall Street Journal, Greg Jacob, Vice President Mike Pence's legal counsel, also testified before the federal grand jury.
Fire crews in California are starting to get a handle on the Oak Fire near Yosemite National Park. A wave of humidity moved into that area overnight, allowing crews to work on some hot spots and set up control lines. Fire officials are confident they can keep the fire out of Yosemite So far, the massive blaze has damaged or destroyed at least 55 structures and forced thousands from their homes. And record rainfall in the St. Louis area overnight caused flash flooding and is now being blamed for at least one death. Torrential rain overnight, up to 10 inches in some areas, caused widespread flash flooding in St. Louis and surrounding areas. One person died when a car was found in 8 feet of water. Evacuees waded through waist-deep floodwaters with their pets, while others hitched a ride with rescue crews in St. Peters, Missouri. In downtown St. Louis, crews cleared drains as they worked to reopen roads to help the city dry out and get moving once again. Nothing is dramatic in our area. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast with meteorologist Julian Seawright. Julian?
That's right. It's nothing as dramatic, but prayers to those that have to deal with that flooding, because that is nothing short of historic. But as we take a look here in Madison, well, clouds are still lingering, but it's feeling pretty good out. Still onto the warm side as we take a look at how we matched up for today. Our high was around 80 degrees for us. Typically around this time of year is around 82, but temperatures around the upper Midwest in itself are rather mild. We're around 79 degrees right now here in Madison, but as we see, areas just to the north and even to our northwest in Minnesota into the 70s. Again, feeling really nice and pleasant as we're going in throughout the rest of our day. Now, as we go into our dew points, still not a whole lot of humidity, but we still were feeling a bit of it as dew points were into the lower 60s and some areas for the middle 60s. So it was still around, but still not a lot of moisture was into our area. Now, as we take a look at our radars of right now, the showers that were sweeping through St. Louis have cleared out as of right now, but we can see just northwest of Wisconsin is still holding on to a couple of stray showers that are going to be lingering for a little while. But for us here in Madison, just note, it is going to stay dry for the most part for tonight and rather pleasant as well. Temperatures will be a bit milder tonight. We'll be into the low 70s throughout much of the night into the 60s and could be watching for a stray shower. We'll talk about that coming up in a few moments. Until then, it's all back to you guys.
Julian, thank you. A woman says she was sexually assaulted on State Street while waiting for a rideshare. Police say there's more than enough surveillance video evidence available to investigate the case.
Our Naomi Coles joins us live from State Street to show us what that camera network looks like. Naomi?
Yeah, if you're anywhere on State Street, chances are you are surrounded by security cameras. There's a couple behind me right there, and those are just the ones I can see. That's how Madison police hope to crack this case, where a woman tells them she was grabbed and forced into a car right here on this block early Sunday morning. She told police that 2 men approached her while she was waiting alone for her car. They made sexual comments, they groped her, and then took her into the car. She says she was assaulted while inside before getting help.
The woman, she fought back in the situation. You know, she put up a fight, and that's what caused the, driver of this vehicle to kind of pull over, and she was able to get out. We also had 2 people who watched her get out of this vehicle and immediately came to her aid and started helping her. Were able to get her to a safe place, a place that she felt comfortable.
Now, police do not believe at this time that the assault was connected in anywhere to the rideshare company. I was told just a few minutes ago that it was actually Uber. Now, if you know anything about what happened, you are asked to call 608-266-6014.
Naomi Coles live on State Street. Naomi, thank you. An 8-month-old baby was killed after a semi-tractor trailer crashed into a home in Winnebago County. The semi was traveling southbound on I-41 last night. When it left the road, crossed a frontage road, crashed into this home with people inside. This was in the town of Vinland, just north of Oshkosh. Deputies confirmed an 8-month-old baby boy inside that home died in the crash. The scene shows the truck split the house in 2. The driver of the semi, a 63-year-old Little Chute man, has some minor injuries.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office released more details about its Gift Cards for Guns event next month. It will give residents a chance to turn in unwanted or unused guns. The drive-through buyback is scheduled for August 13th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Alliant Energy Center. Gift cards will be given for up to 4 guns in working condition, and the value varies. For instance, you'll get a card worth $250 for an assault rifle, $100 for handguns, rifles, and shotguns, and $50 for revolvers. Officials are hoping the buyback will keep guns from falling into the wrong hands.
Responsible gun owners want to make sure that these weapons aren't going to the wrong place, and this is a good opportunity for them to know that it's being safely disposed of by our sheriff's department.
The gift cards are for basic necessities like groceries or gas. The Dane County Board approved a $50,000 funding package for the event last week. Officials also say they'll be handing out gun safety information and gun locks to anyone who needs them.
The latest Russian court hearing in the drug trial of American basketball star Brittany Griner focused today on testimony about countries that regard cannabis as having legitimate medicinal uses. Griner has acknowledged she was carrying vape canisters containing cannabis oil when she was arrested in February at the Moscow airport, but she contends she had no criminal intent and that the canisters ended up in her luggage inadvertently because of hasty packing.
Madison College hosted a graduation ceremony earlier today for its incarcerated carpentry students. Inmates were able to hone their carpentry skills through a program partnership between the Wisconsin Department of Corrections and Madison Area Technical College. The program emphasizes the importance of inmate rehabilitation and reintegration into society post-release. Students are given the opportunity to work at work-release sites, meaning they can work while incarcerated and already have employment set up for after they've served their time.
So that's really exciting for these students because they're able to get that certificate plus the college diploma. So when they leave, that gives them really good credentials for the workplace.
Jamie Reinhardt, the Education and Program Training Liaison at Madison College, says the program's opportunities also provide students with a stable foundation upon their release when in need of steady income and housing. Reinhardt says incarcerated individuals of all ranges of knowledge are welcome in the program.
Well, tonight's Mega Millions lottery drawing now at about $830 million. There are now only 3 bigger jackpots that have ever been won in any lottery game. The chance is steadily rising that someone will win the jackpot tonight, but will it be you? Well, of course, it's unlikely. The odds of winning tonight's jackpot, 1 in about 303 million. Rich Wheeler, the president co-founder of Lottery Now, has some tips for those who want to play.
The best tip I can give folks is play together in groups. So you think about the office pool, pull your tickets together. And the more chance that each ticket you buy gives you an extra chance to win.
Last time someone won the Mega Millions jackpot was back on April 15th. Since then, there have been 28 consecutive draws without a jackpot winner. Up next, a summit on the COVID vaccines. What's in the works for the next generation of those shots?
And why there is hesitancy by parents to get their younger children vaccinated. Legislation for same-sex marriage is underway. Tonight at 6, we speak with Senator Tammy Baldwin about her continued efforts to push the bill and how it will impact the nation.
Well, the markets with a Tuesday slide on Wall Street. The Dow falling 228.5. The Nasdaq down more than 220. S&P 500 loses 46. And we'll be right back.
As owner of Wisconsin's largest construction company, I have a blueprint, a plan for every project. So here's mine for Wisconsin. I'll stand up to the radical left and their socialist agenda. We'll back the blue and get tough on violent crime. Bad guys, they're not going to like me. I'll crack down on election fraud and keep schools open 5 days a week, no matter what Fauci says. I'm Tim Michaels, and that's my plan. Now let's get to work.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
A lot of Medicare health plans have benefits that are specific to your county. So why would you call a national 1-800 number when your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better?
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go. I want to share my story so others can know that they are not alone.
When my mom and dad were first expecting, the pregnancy had complications and there was very little chance of survival. My mom's health was at risk too. She chose to end the pregnancy.
It was my decision, not some politicians.
Every woman should have the right to make her own decision. And I'll fight alongside you every step of the way until you do. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
New at 6, legislation for same-sex marriage is underway. We speak with a local senator about her continued efforts to push the bill and how it'll impact the nation.
And a new program hopes to get guns off the street and into safe hands. How you can help, coming up at 6.
The Madison All-City Championship Swim and Dive Meet celebrates 60 years of competition, July 28th through the 30th. Come out and cheer on the teams in the largest outdoor swim meet in the nation. Learn more at swim.ridgewoodallcity.com.
Welcome back. Federal health officials gathered with top scientists and vaccine manufacturers at the White House to discuss efforts to kickstart the next generation of vaccines. The summit comes as COVID-19 infections have ticked up around the world, with the highly contagious Omicron BA.5 and BA.4 subvariants accounting for more than 90% of the recent cases in the U.S. alone.
The vaccines we have are terrific, but we can do better than terrific.
Meanwhile, the president hopes to return to in-person work by the end of the week. His doctor says he's completed his final course of Paxlovid and had noted the president's lungs remain clear. And a new survey finds 43% of parents with children under 5 who are eligible for a COVID-19 vaccine say they will definitely not get them vaccinated.
Michael George reports from New York.
Some parents rushed to get their young children vaccinated against COVID-19 as soon as they became eligible last month. But a new study finds most parents do not plan to get shots for their kids under age 5.
These days, it's really difficult to get, the information you would need to make such a decision.
In a poll from the Kaiser Family Foundation, 43% of parents of children in that age group say they'll definitely not vaccinate their kids. Another 27% want to wait and see how it works in other young children. So far, the CDC says only 4% of eligible children under 5 have received at least one shot.
I think most of these parents are indeed hesitant. I hope they can be reassured that vaccinating their children is really the best thing for their children, as I certainly believe it is.
The CDC says more than 450 young children nationwide have died from COVID, but many others who have been infected experienced only mild symptoms, and that may be influencing parents. A slim majority of parents of children under 5 say the vaccine poses a greater risk than the virus to their child's health. 81% are concerned about serious side effects. The same percentage say not enough is known about the vaccine's long-term effects in children.
Although I was hesitant as well, but I just felt in the long run that it would be safer for her to get the vaccine.
Most of the parents surveyed say they haven't discussed the vaccine with their healthcare provider, suggesting that there's an opportunity to educate parents about the benefits. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Financial issues also play a big role in the parents' decision. The study found 44% of black parents were concerned about taking time off from work to get their children vaccinated or to care for them if they develop side effects.
A stray shower or two. A look now. Your certified most accurate weather meteorologist Julian Seawright is with us now. Julian?
That's right. That's what we're going to be watching for in the overnight hours. But overall, it's going to be rather dry for many of us. We're looking at 68 degrees. It's going to be partly cloudy for us throughout much of the night. But again, that stray shower or storm could sweep its way through as we are looking for a small burst, still looking to try and impact southern Wisconsin. But overall, we're going to keep that dry trend throughout much of the rest of this week. Taking a look at our surface map, quite a bit is going on. From St. Louis having their historic flooding because of the stationary frontal boundary, which just acted as a catalyst from all the fuel that we've been seeing from the tropical humidity and warmth. And on top of it, our friends to the northwest are dealing with record heat and dry conditions celebrations, but we're seeing wildfires going off as of right now. And then for us in the upper Midwest, we have this cold front, which is going to start to sweep its way through, keeping things rather mild and into the 70s. But a couple of showers overnight are again going to be expected for us. But the showers that were impacting St. Louis have dried up for us, which is good. But as we take a look at just how much rain that they had seen over the last 24 hours is quite significant. Some areas, again, have received more than 10 inches of rainfall, but just outside of St. Louis, we're looking at close to around 9 inches and even more so for their historic record that they've seen over the last 24 hours. But again, that's just not St. Louis. Much of Missouri and even areas just outside of it, closer towards southern Illinois, have seen plenty of rainfall over the last 24 hours because of that system. But here, we're dry. We're just going to be seeing a quick little burst of some showers that potentially start to sweep the way through, but overall, not many of us are going to be seeing rain and once we get into our Wednesday morning. Heading out the door, you won't even have to worry about the rain. It's going to be rather mild, but it's not going to be too humid, especially as we get into our evening commutes. On top of it, as we go into around 5 p.m., heading to the Constitution Square, it's going to be rather sunny. Temperatures will still be into the low 80s, but then we have another burst of potentially seeing some showers or even some storms overnight into our Thursday, going into our Thursday morning. However, temperatures are again going to be rather comfortable into those middle and lower 70s throughout much of our Thursday afternoon and going into our Thursday evening. Trace amounts is what we're going to be expecting. Some of us might not even be recording much in terms of precipitation from the rain that we're going to be seeing over the next few instances. But outside of that, folks, it's going to stay, again, rather dry. Our best chance of seeing any real rain is going to be next week. We're going to be heating things back up, and humidity will return as well. So we're going to be tracking all the heat and humidity, which is really impacting much of our friends to the west, is going to start to track its way into the upper Midwest as we get into next week. So be prepared for some real heat that's going to be back on the way. The dog days of summer are just around the corner. As we take a look at what we're going to be seeing, our chance of seeing some but above our seasonable temperatures here in upper Midwest are going to be rather high as we get into next week. So the three things we're going to need to know: it's going to be pleasant and mild throughout the rest of this week, and we're going to be seeing some showers and storms start to roll in. But again, it is going to stay on the dry side until we get into next week, where the temperature is going to rise once again. So with the humidity and our chances to see some showers and storms. Taking a quick look at our traffic along the Beltline as of right now for the 5 p.m. commute, looking smooth as butter. And as we take a look over towards the interstate, also looking pretty green and smooth as we're getting things rolling for our 5 p.m. commute. That's going to do it for our weather and traffic update. Let's go ahead and toss it back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Julian. Coming up, the demand for premium Scotch whiskey continues to grow, but you may be surprised by what's driving that demand.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Mom, Abel's looking for you.
Oh, all right. As parents, we know that all Wisconsin kids should grow up in a healthy, safe world. As a women's health doctor, I know that access to abortion services is fundamental to personal and economic success. I'm going to fight for financial security so Wisconsin families can succeed and even dream. I'm Jillian Bettino, a mother, a doctor, a fighter, and I'm running for Wisconsin State Treasurer.
Surgenian's 92-year history means you pay $92 for installation no matter how many rooms you carpet. Get carpet and pad in your old carpet removed and recycled. Our competitors can't match it. Ask about 18-month financing. Local, sustainable Surgenians.
Walk through Menards Lighting Showroom and find your style with Patriot Lighting. Plus, save 11% on everything. Shop our full selection of over 1,500 exterior lights and find the right one for your home. The LE features a traditional style and comes in a black or white finish with clear glass. Right now, all Patriot Lighting outdoor lights are 11% off. Get 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
How do you use your energy?
Hitting the ball farther than yesterday? Fielding whatever comes your way? Trying to shine as bright as the sun? At Alliant Energy, we bring more clean, renewable energy to our customers every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power, we're thinking about each other. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
And my economic plan is moving this country in a better direction.
What planet is he living on? Record gas prices, 40-year high inflation, costing families $5,000 more for their necessities. Sorry, Joe, that's the wrong direction. Here on planet Earth, Senator Johnson voted against Biden's massive deficit spending that sparked inflation, and he passed tax cuts to help Wisconsin families survive the economic turmoil caused by Democrats.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Concerts on the Square are back each Wednesday night through August 3rd. Enjoy a performance by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra with family and friends at this totally free event starting at 7 p.m. Learn more at wcoconcerts.org.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. It's back to school time. Prep your student for success with a comprehensive eye exam.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. There is soaring demand for premium spirits, and Scotch whiskey is high in that group.
And Susan, it's more women who are driving that demand. A study from the market research company MRI Simmons shows more than a third of whiskey drinkers are now women. There are 138 active whiskey distilleries in Scotland. They're seeing a record number of tourists. The visitor center manager at one distillery estimates the percentage of female guests drinking whiskey has quadrupled since she entered the business 25 years ago, and she's observed a difference in how women and men approach Scotch.
I see with women often, they have a great appreciation of sticking their noses into whiskey in order to enjoy the flavour of whiskey. Men maybe tend to go straight for the palate, whereas women go for the scent and the aroma of a whiskey to appreciate it.
That's how Susan drinks her Scotch. The demand for Scotch whiskey in the U.S. continues to grow. The Distilled Spirits Council of the U.S. says the growth of super premium Scotch brands and it's driving sales here up 200% since 2003. We'll have a final check at your First Warn forecast in just a moment. Stay with us.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe she could sell her house.
What could go wrong?
Like listing your house, then dealing with all the trouble, expense, not to mention closing costs. We Buy Ugly Houses can buy your house fast for all cash as is with no hassle. Call or click to sell quick.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor. I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work. We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home Experience is all about.
I'm U.S. Senate candidate Peter Pekarsky, and I don't own an NBA franchise. I'm not a mega billionaire or a career politician. I don't host lingerie parties or accept PAC money. I've never claimed I had a degree when I didn't. I may not be filthy rich, but I'm the only candidate that has the balls to protect your rights and get the job done.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Enjoy the open road and make no monthly payments for the rest of summer on all Silverado pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Brothers Maine has been family-owned since 1938. Some of us were born into this family, and others chose to join through the years. And we know you can't replace family, but you can replace appliances, and Brothers Maine is here for you when one breaks down. Our in-house team has delivered ranges to washers to refrigerators to hectic households in a pinch, oftentimes the next day. Just because an appliance breaks down doesn't mean you have to. We're not big box. We're Brothers Maine. And we want you to feel like family here.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy, water, and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie home buyers who can lower or cancel offers without notice. We Buy Ugly Houses won't reduce or cancel our firm cash offers before closing. Call or click to sell quick.
We've got a lot of news to cover tonight, including our exclusive interview with the OBGYN doctor at the center of the case involving a 10-year-old rape victim from Ohio who had to travel to Indiana for an abortion. That and more news tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally tonight, Sotheby's New York will shoot for the moon next week as it auctions off the personal collection of American astronaut Buzz Aldrin.
An in-flight jacket that Aldrin wore on the 1969 Apollo 11 mission is among the highlights of the sale. The price estimated up to $2 million.
Well, let's go to Julian. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, well, it's going to be a nice one for the stretch of this week, at least, as we're going to hold into those 70s and plenty of sunshine. May have a couple bouts of some showers and storms at night, but overall, folks, it is a picture-perfect week ahead.
Yeah, looking good, Julian. Thanks. We'll be back in 30 minutes. For News 3 now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.